His hands were shaking a little as he adjusted his collar, trying to calm the nerves running straight through him. It had been years since he'd even considered going on a date, and now here he was, standing outside a small family restaurant, rehearsing hellos in his head. But the moment he stepped inside and saw her, sitting at a corner table, wringing her fingers together like she was bracing for bad news, he felt something shift. She wasn't just nervous. She looked scared. Not of him, not of the date, but of something heavier, something she was trying very hard to hide. Before we start, if you enjoy stories that warm your heart and remind you of the kindness still left in the world, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment below. You're watching Kindness World, where every story brings a little light back into the world. He walked up to the table, offered a smile, and introduced himself. She tried to smile back, but it faltered around the edges. Her son, a quiet little boy with sandy hair and big, watchful eyes, sat beside her. He gave a shy wave, then quickly looked away. Something about the boy tugged at him, maybe the way he kept glancing at the menus on other tables or the way his feet tapped nervously under his chair. They settled in, exchanged a few jokes, and he tried to set a comfortable tone. She laughed here and there, but her gaze kept drifting toward her son. The boy had a children's menu in front of him, but he hadn't opened it. Instead, he just traced the edge of the paper with his finger like he wasn't sure he was allowed to look. When the waitress came over, he noticed the woman tense up. She swallowed hard, paused too long, then said she would just have water. Her son copied her, whispering that he wanted water too. His stomach tightened as he watched this. A blind date shouldn't feel like a moment someone is trying to survive. When the waitress left, he glanced at the little boy. "You're not hungry?" he asked gently. The boy looked to his mom first, like he needed permission to answer. She gave a tiny nod, and only then did he whisper, "I'm okay." But his eyes drifted again to another table where a kid was sharing fries with his father, and that look, hope mixed with resignation, told the truth his voice didn't. The mother tried to steer the conversation back to normal things, work, hobbies, the funny way online dating works, but her voice wavered every now and then. At one point, she apologized for being a little off tonight. She said she'd had a long week, lots on her plate. But he knew it wasn't her plate she was worried about. When the drinks arrived, just 2 glasses of water and a small cup for the little boy, he made a quiet decision. He wasn't going to let this evening become a memory of discomfort for them. He wasn't going to let that child sit there pretending he wasn't hungry. He leaned back, glanced around, and turned the situation into something playful. "You know," he said with a grin, "this place is famous for their giant burgers. Like, seriously giant. I came here once and I swear it was bigger than my face." The little boy's eyes widened just a little, and that was the opening he needed. "I think we should all get something." "I can't eat alone, that's just awkward," he joked. "I need backup." The mother shook her head softly. "Really, it's okay. We're fine." He kept his voice gentle but firm. "It's my treat. Please. I want tonight to be good for you both." She hesitated, but the resistance in her shoulders slowly dropped. When the waitress returned, he jumped in before they could second-guess themselves. He ordered a meal for himself, then suggested a kid's meal with extra fries. The boy's face brightened, so quietly and so quickly that it almost broke his heart. The mother whispered, "Thank you," as if the words pained her, gratitude mixed with embarrassment. But he didn't want her to feel embarrassed. Nothing about needing help should make someone feel small. As the food arrived, the atmosphere shifted. The boy's nervous tapping stopped, replaced by tiny smiles as he tasted the fries. The mother relaxed too, her shoulders lowering, her voice warming, her laughter becoming real. He noticed how she watched her son eat more than she watched anything else, like seeing him fed brought her a kind of peace she desperately needed. Eventually, the truth came out, not all of it, but enough. She told him she'd been working 2 jobs. Rent had gone up. Childcare cost more than she made some days. She said she'd almost cancelled the date because she didn't want to show up unable to order food for herself or her child. But she also said she was lonely. Tired. In need of something human, something kind. He listened without judgment, without pity, just understanding. Everyone hits rough patches. Everyone needs help sometimes. And kindness isn't charity. It's humanity. After dinner, the boy surprised him by handing him a single fry from his plate, like it was his way of saying thank you. He took it, smiled, and felt a warmth spread through him. When they stepped outside, the night air was cool and soft. The woman brushed her hair back and said, "Most men would have left. Most men would have felt awkward." He shook his head. "Most men forget that we're all human. That's all." Her eyes watered, not with sadness but with relief, the kind that comes when someone finally sees you as a person rather than a burden. They didn't end the night with big promises or dramatic confessions. Just a quiet understanding. A shared moment of kindness that mattered far more than either of them expected when the evening began. He walked them to their car, waved goodbye to the little boy, and felt something settle peacefully inside his chest. Driving home, he realized something important. Kindness isn't just about grand gestures. Sometimes it's about noticing a child staring at plates he can't order. Sometimes it's about giving someone space to feel safe again. It's about stepping in gently, without making someone feel small. And sometimes, kindness becomes the beginning of something beautiful, not a fairy tale, not a perfect ending, but a reminder that people are capable of showing up for one another in moments that matter. By the time he reached his driveway, his phone buzzed with a message from her. It was simple: "Thank you for tonight. You made us feel human again." He smiled, knowing that if the world had a little more of that, just people making each other feel human again, things would be a whole lot brighter.